Everybody. Sorry that we weren't able to do it last night. I know we were set up for 8 o'clock. We had some technical difficulties with the computer. So here I am, 12:30, lunchtime, here to talk about headaches and other things that sometimes come along with those headaches, where they're coming from, what's causing them, all of that. And so we're going to dive right on in. If you don't know, I'm Dr. Riley Renfro. I'm here at Origin Chiropractic in Princeton, Texas, Main Street, downtown. But what we're talking about today are headaches, and it's one of the most common things that I see on a regular basis. It will shock you how many people come into my office and they are not even looking for help with their headaches. They are looking for help with other issues, and I'm sitting down and I'm talking with them, and I usually ask, because it's so common. I'm like, "Hey, do you get headaches?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, but those are normal. Those are regular. I get them, 2, 3, sometimes 5, 6, 7 times a week." And I'm just like, "What do you mean that this is normal for you?" So I think it really brings into perspective a really important point. Headaches are one of the most common things that we see in general with people, but it is not a normal part of everyday life. If you came in and you didn't have headaches, and I said, "Well, do you think it's weird that you don't have headaches?" You would say, "Well, of course it's not weird. I'm not supposed to have headaches." And I would agree, right? But for some reason, when we do have headaches, we have this idea of, "Oh, these are normal. It's not an abnormal thing. So, I just have to deal with it. I'm just one of those people that has to deal with headaches." So today we're going to talk about some causes, and then what we as chiropractors do to help our patients, because we have so many people get so much relief from things like headaches, migraines, all the time in our office. It's one of the biggest turnarounds for us. So let's talk about where headaches come from. There are really a lot of factors that can play into your headaches, and that's what makes them so difficult to understand what's causing them, which makes it feel like, "Oh, I've tried everything. The only thing that works is sometimes when I do this or that, it helps a little bit, but most of the time, I've started just dealing with them because I just can't figure out why they're happening." But lots of the causes: dehydration, stress. You'll have tension headaches that come from poor posture, or too much screen time if you spend too much time focusing and you don't give yourself enough breaks. Big things like old injuries, old car accidents, old sports injuries, things like that can lead to some dysfunction. But for me, when you come in, the most important thing that I'm going to be checking is your nervous system, first and foremost. Now, specifically your neck and head, upper back, really from about mid back up through your skull. I'm looking at tension, tightness, areas that aren't functioning, aren't moving well, that are going to be impacting not just the way you feel, because they're going to cause some of those tension headaches, but they're also going to be affecting the way your body is able to express health and be the best version of yourself. And that is really where we find people, is whenever it's starting to bleed into other aspects of their life. They're like, "Hey, I'm having X, Y, or Z go on." And I'm like, "Well, do you get headaches?" Like, "Yes, I've had headaches for years." And I'm like, "Man, this is all part of the same problem." And I think a lot of people are really surprised, especially as all of those things start to improve. It really catches them at how much their headaches change. Now, what type of headaches are we talking about? In general, about 90% of headaches on a given basis are what we call tension headaches. These are headaches that are traveling a lot of times up the neck, around the head, squeezing, feels like your head is in a vice grip, and they can feel different than that. That's just the most common way that they show up. These are the ones specifically that respond so well to care. Now, I've worked with people with cluster headaches and migraines and all of those things, and they respond really well as well. But today we're going to talk specifically about those tension headaches. Now, in general, in our society, most people these days are spending much more time seated at a computer or a desk. I'm at a computer right now, so I understand. At a desk, staring into a screen, or they're driving and they're staring out ahead, and they're maybe not using the best posture. They get a lot of tension through the musculature. Maybe they have a past trauma to that area that is causing that musculature to adapt in a way that can lead to these headaches. But you have this tension, goes up your neck, wraps around your head, and squeezes. And we see this stuff all the time. Anywhere from, "Oh, it happens to me, every other week," to, "Man, these are happening to me every day. If I do get them to go away, they happen twice a day." I mean, it's people that are dealing with a lot of headaches. Now, On top of that, obviously, you've got some of these other types of headaches, migraines being a really, really big one, and there can be various triggers and things for migraines. But what I've found is that if you spend a lot of time working on that neck and that upper back area, you see improvement across all types of headaches. Now, what are some things that we can be doing along with adjusting, right? If we've got any type of tension inside of that nervous system, inside of our head and neck, or anywhere else in the spine as well, we're going to remove it first and foremost. That's what chiropractors do. That's why I'm here. That's why people do so well in our office. But on top of that, there's a lot of things you can be doing at home. Big things, make sure you're drinking enough water. If these headaches are caused by dehydration, which can be a good chunk of the time outside of the tension headaches, it's really simple. Drink water, stay hydrated. If you find yourself, hey, I'm drinking a ton of water, I'm going to the bathroom tons of times a day, I still feel dehydrated all the time, make sure you're getting your electrolytes in. If we flush those out too much, it's hard for us to retain that water, so just make sure that you're keeping that nice balance inside of that system. Now, find ways to de-stress. Get outside, get active, get moving, right? Do something with your family that you enjoy to do. Take away some of these tasks and start filling with them things that fill up your cup instead of just constantly drain you. Make sure you're limiting your screen time before bed. Staring into our screens all day, especially right before bed, is going to cause and attribute to some of these headaches. It's also going to attribute to why some of you aren't having as good of sleep as you would like. Right, those screens and the light that it gives off really messes with our sleep cycle. So having those in your hand an hour before bed is going to really start to affect those things. So make sure we're limiting that. Make sure that you are stretching and exercising. A lot of times we get so rolled forward, right? Our chest tightens up, our back gets stretched and weak, and our posture suffers, and that causes our muscles of our back and neck to work so much harder. They get tight, they get tense, and they cause some of that discomfort as well. Make sure you get moving. And then obviously we talked about sleep a little bit. We need quality sleep and enough of it, right? You getting your 4 or 5 hours a night is probably not enough. Now, some people, there's some variation, but the majority of people are going to need upwards of 7 to 9, 10 hours of sleep. Really, that 7 to 8 hours is a really, really good place to start, and then you can kind of figure out what works best for you from there. Those things are really big. But at the end of the day, the most important thing you can do whenever you've got tension, stress, headaches, migraines, all of these issues, the best thing you can do is run, not walk, to your nearest chiropractor, especially someone who's principle-based, that is really going to look at your whole body, assess your entire nervous system, and look to optimize you. Those people are going to help you really support your body as you go through these changes. And I see tons of people in my office that get phenomenal results when it comes to their headaches. And I couldn't tell you enough. If you're having headaches, if you're having neck pain, if you're having upper back pain, along with those headaches, you need to get somewhere immediately because it will drastically change your life. And I have never had someone come in that regretted starting care after the results that they see. So that's really all I have for it. If you guys have any questions, comments, feel free to drop those. If I don't get back to you right away, it'll be really quickly to answer any of those. If you know someone who's suffering with headaches right now, we are having our fall special. It's $47 for a new patient process. It's the lowest that we do it all year long. So make sure that you say, hey, they're running, they're special, this is the best time, you've been suffering with these headaches for a long time, whether it's a spouse or a friend, and say, it's time for us to do something. This is going to be phenomenal for you. Dr. Riley's ready to go. Or if you're not in the area, let me know. I will find a chiropractor near you that I know that you'll be safe in their hands and that they'll take good care of you. Y'all have a very blessed day. Enjoy your weekends. Make sure you stay hydrated. Get moving this weekend. The weather is going to be a little warm, but it's going to be nice. So get out there and enjoy it. Y'all have a great day. Bye.